Welcome to the Faith and Happiness Playground. I am your host, Elle Edwards, happiness coach, author, and founder of this little place, the Faith and Happiness Playground. I'm super excited that you are here. Now, quick housekeeping reminder. If you are brand new to my world, I would encourage you to like the page. I'm going to be going live every Tuesday and every Thursday. I'm also going to be sharing the podcast with you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And of course, if you enjoy this video, if you know somebody who would get benefit from it, please do share it. Together, we're going to reclaim what it means to be Christian by helping Christians like you be you here, full to the top with God's love. But I cannot do it on my own, so please do share. With the housekeeping notes over, let's get on with the show. In today's episode then, we are thinking about how your brain can help you answer the who am I question. So my goal every single Wednesday, it is Wednesday Wisdom or wow, I didn't know that yet, Elle Wednesday, depending which you prefer. That's not very succinct, but not to worry. The goal with the Wednesday is I bring you a little bit of the brain science and I help you to apply it in a way that you can actually action and that's practical. That's my goal with Wednesday. So today, how can you help your brain help you figure out who are you? And I'm going to be introducing you to the idea of a feedback loop. Hopefully this won't be new to you. And I described to you what I mean. You're going to go, oh yeah, okay. So there is a feedback loop between how we show up in the world and how we feel in our bodies. I'm going to give you a really practical example. Now, this is a practical example from about, I want to say maybe 13 or 14 years ago. I remember a very specific moment in time. My eldest daughter, who's now nearly 17, she was in the Maithrin. As you may have gathered from the accent, I live in Wales. So the Maithrin is Welsh for nursery, like the little tots school. So she was 2 or 3. And every term or every couple of terms, they'd have like a little concert for the parents. It's really cute, actually. All the kids would sit on the front in benches and they'd sing little songs and yes, they'd be out of tune and all the rest of it. But it was really cute. And we'd sit there and take photos. And afterwards they'd have some squash and biscuits and we'd have a cup of tea. Really, really nice. However, that's not the point of my little story. This one particular day, I remember my husband worked shifts, but he happened to be off that day. So he came to this little concert with me. And as we walked through into the room, there was one of the mums. It may not surprise you to learn that I'm a bit of a chatterbox. And I started talking to one of the other mums. And then I started telling her a story and I did the voices. And I looked at him and then for a split moment, this sort of look came across his face of, oh, here we go again. And I remember feeling a shrinkingness inside my body. A smallness, it was a real physical sensation. Now, I'm delighted to say that fast forward 13 or 14 years, and I'm much better at being all me. I mean, the journey that I would have you be on is my own journey, quite candidly. I remember being really quite angry a lot of the time when my children were young and feeling squashed and restrained and contained. And so from that journey where I'm having you be fully self-expressed and be fully you is a journey that I've taken myself. And so my husband now is much better, I guess better is the word, or much more used to me just being me. We don't get the eye roll quite as much. And sometimes he does, and I go, well, tough. Because I'm not going to change myself now for anybody. Maybe that's one of the benefits of turning 40, I don't know. But I remember a very physical sensation in my body, that feedback loop between how we show up in the world and how it feels in our body. So as I said on Monday, and I wanted to give you more details because I appreciate that I sort of introduced it just as an idea and I wanted to give you some more concrete stuff. What I'd like you to do is to start paying attention. Now, I don't want you to change anything. This isn't about you having to be different, but I want you over the next few days to step into the day, be yourself, be you. I mean, yes, I want you to be yourself, but just start noticing how you show up and start noticing when you get that feedback, when there are those times when maybe you do play small a little bit, or you dim your light a little bit, or you don't quite be all you. What does that feel in your body? How does that show up? And the really nice thing, long-time listeners will hear me rabbit on before about the reticular activating system. It's a filter at the back of your brain. And the more that you practice doing stuff, your brain will realize that it's important to you. So the more that you notice these things, the easier it becomes to notice these things. So what I would encourage you is if you find this difficult initially, don't give up. Stick with it. Give a little go. If you forget to try, put reminders on your phone. I am the queen of reminders. Okay, I have to have reminders for almost everything, not just like monthly things, but like regular daily things. Like I know every week, for example, have a reminder to remind me to check the school that my children go to. All the dinner money is done electronically. You have to top up their accounts. I keep forgetting to top up their accounts, and so I put a reminder on my phone. So don't be afraid about using systems and putting things in place to help you remember to do this work. There's no shame there. That's what is part of you being you, is about knowing your limitations as well as your brilliance. And one of my limitations is I really can't store everything in here. As I said to a gentleman this morning when I was out walking the dogs, your brain is a wonderful generator. It's not a very good battery. What I mean is it's great with coming up with ideas, but it's not so good at retaining those ideas. That's what pen and paper is for. But so if you need those reminders in place to remind you to play with this, put them in place. But the most important thing to me is that you actually try this for yourself. Start noticing, and remember, there's no judgment, there's no right or wrong answer. This is simply about noticing. Because when you start to notice, it will help you then as we go forward over the next few days and weeks to go, well, maybe I did sort of play a little bit small. What am I going to do about it? And depending on the context, quite candidly, you might go, absolutely nothing. For example, I work from home, as you can gather. However, if I was in some sort of corporate environment, would I get away with wearing winter jumpers? But this is a winter jumper, not a Christmas jumper, by the way. I know it's not December yet. But could I show up to a corporate scenario wearing my winter jumper? Probably not. So would I have to adjust my behaviour and the things I like to wear accordingly? I probably would. So as you notice, just because you might sometimes find yourself tweaking and adjusting and not quite being all you and all in, there is no judgment there. The first step is really simply to notice. Give it a go. Let me know how you get on. And I shall be back on Friday. In Friday's episode, we're going to be exploring whether you being you here is selfish. Is it biblical? I'll tell you right now, my answer is, yeah, totally biblical. But I'm going to give you some actual proper concrete stuff, more than just, well, it must be because Elle says. No, let's give you some actual Bible stuff that backs that up. But in the meantime, thank you for being here. I look forward to catching up with you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.